Hey guys, Corey here. Welcome to the channel. We're talking about Palantir. Strap in. We got a lot to talk about in today's video. Number one, why is Palantir on the move? Number two, why Palantir is going to hit $30 sooner than you think. Number three, why Palantir is undervalued. Number four, why Palantir is the AI software version of NVIDIA. And number five, why Palantir is the future of AI software. Corey here. Welcome to the channel. If you guys are stopping in for the first time, be sure to subscribe and tap the bell and give me a thumbs up as it greatly helps the channel grow. However, before we get into today's video, if you guys like the strategies that I employ in this video and other videos, and you want to learn to become more profitable and learn more of these advanced strategies, you can join my Discord and sign up for my one-on-one coaching at any time at www.investwithcorey.com/learn right there on the screen or in the information box below. I take a lot of pride and I am driven by helping others succeed. I would love to have you. However, spots are limited. I don't have very many left for June. I hope to see you guys and speak with you soon. Time to talk about Palantir. We got a lot to cover. First, I just want to point out that I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. I'm just here to coach you, guide you, and mentor you on strategies, tips, fundamentals, technicals, and financials. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide which stocks you want to put your money into and how much of a position size you want to have in those stocks or options, as it's your money. Palantir has multiple softwares. One is Gotham for the government business, and the other is Foundry for the commercial side of things. We're going to focus on this right now. And basically, Foundry and AIP is the software, literally software version of NVIDIA's hardware operations. Hardware is monopolized by NVIDIA for the most part at this point in time, and you could say that Palantir's AIP is sort of the equivalent. Palantir is only getting stronger. The current price of Palantir doesn't reflect the actual value of AIP and Palantir's software for the future. Foundry and Gotham and the AIP is basically NVIDIA's Blackwell or H200, which really is saying something. So that value is not baked into Palantir's current price right now. AI software, AI hardware, it's going to take some time for software to catch up to the value of hardware and where it's currently sitting. Normal CEOs aren't really the greatest when you're trying to grow a company. You want to have someone that's not normal. Normal is not necessarily a good thing, right? I mean, Alex Karp looks like he's unhinged and looks like something's not right, but that's a good thing. He's got the Einstein look going on. We all know what a boring CEO looks like. You know, snowflake, Starbucks. We definitely don't want to have that for Palantir. Alex Karp is unorthodox in a lot of his methods. However, they're working. Palantir has already conquered the military sector. They have had trouble getting some commercial customers and commercial acquisitions. Palantir has had some trouble with acquiring customers in the commercial sector. Let's just say there's a certain way of getting in with commercial customers, and there's been a lot of point of contact blocking against Palantir, making it pretty hard for them to get in and acquire new customers. The cost of not acquiring Palantir for your business is going to be far cheaper than the cost of not having Palantir. Pretty soon in the future, there's going to be companies that are not going to want Palantir, but their competition is going to sign Palantir, making it much harder for them to even compete to begin with. And then what's going to happen? They're going to end up signing with Palantir anyway. Like I said, competitive companies that end up using Palantir are basically going to force the companies that didn't use Palantir to have to come to some form of agreement and use their software anyway. The top 20 government clients for Palantir are paying $20 to $30 or even $40 million per year. 42% customer growth and 1,000 boot camps over the last year. 87 $1 million deals in Q1 2024 alone. And there are a lot of people saying that, you know, I don't want to get into Palantir because they have an institutional ownership of less than 30%, which was a couple of years ago. Now their institutional holdings are 42% and growing. Institutions are buying like crazy. Just look at the stock price. We're at $26 again. Then people complain about the PE ratio. Oh, it's 176. That's a lot. Well, we're not supposed to be looking at the past. We're supposed to be looking at the future of Palantir, and the forward-looking PE ratio of Palantir is 60. And if things keep going the way they're going, in a couple of years, it'll be 40 and maybe eventually even 30. Their operating income has increased 267% in 1 year. Their net income increased 219% in 1 year. Palantir has also reduced their debt by 16%. Also, let's not forget that Argus research analyst Joseph Bonner has now put a buy rating on Palantir with a price target of $29 immediately. So you can see why Palantir is moving, why it's going to hit $30 very soon, and why it's undervalued. And not to mention all the insane growth and why they're pretty much the equivalent of NVIDIA's hardware. The Foundry AIP is basically Blackwell to NVIDIA. We're just a year or two behind. Growth is inevitable. Because Palantir's government contract is up in May of 2029, I want to give you guys my projection on what I've come up with on Palantir and where I expect the price to be. For the year 2029, May 2029, that is, when this contract with the government is complete, in a bearish scenario, worst case, which is highly unlikely, I anticipate Palantir to be around $42 a share. The middle ground, not quite bullish or bearish, kind of a neutral strategy for May of 2029, I have a price target of $90. In a bullish scenario, if everything works out the way it should, I have a price target of $150 to $160 by May of 2029. If you look at that, is insane growth. That's like a 5.7x return, almost 600%. This basically means that a $12,000 investment will be worth over $75,000. This is a pretty big increase. Not to mention, Palantir is debt-free, sitting on $4 billion in cash. Let's jump right into the options chain so I can show you guys how you can sell some puts and covered calls and make some money off Palantir, and how we can get in at a cheaper price and collect juicy premium. If you guys like the strategies that I'm about to show you and that I employ in this video and other videos, you can sign up for my one-on-one coaching and my training course at any time. Right there on the screen, investwithcorey.com/learn, as well as in the information box below. Let's get started. You guys can see on this chart that Palantir's went really crazy, like absolutely crazy. Look at this move. Even with a slight pullback, I would say we're not going below $25 anytime soon, although we do have a lot of resistance in this area, so we could pull back to 25 and then continue on, but it looks very strong. So here we go, guys. Here's my $10,000 position in Palantir. I have 4 covered calls, which I might get assigned on because I got 2 $23 calls, actually 3 $23 calls, and I have a $24.50, which is not as deep in the money, obviously, as 23, but it's still pretty far in there. Let's go into trade Palantir options. We're going to sell puts to the 28, and we can make a lot of juicy premium selling a $25 put. $35 juicy premium. I would run this strategy right now because I don't think Palantir is going to fall below $25. However, if you guys want to play this a little bit safer, we could sell a $24.50 put to collect $21 juicy premium. This way, you're getting in at a cheaper price. Although if Palantir does not go below this price, you will not get assigned and get the shares. Ultimately, you want to stay around a 20 delta, which is the $24.50. The 25 is around 30. It's a little bit aggressive, but if you really want the shares and you don't mind getting in right away, then you could sell a $25 put or a $25.50 put and collect $56, which gives you a break-even price of $24.94. Although this delta is 40, which is a little bit high, but if you want to get in right away and you don't think Palantir is going to drop much below $25.50, which I don't think it will. It could. By next Friday, it could be back around 25, so you would be assigned. But if you want the shares, it's totally fine. This will give you $56 juicy premium. You could probably collect about 57. If you already own shares at Palantir and you want to sell covered calls, right now I highly recommend sitting tight just in case you get assigned and lose your shares or have to roll out like crazy. The only covered call I would sell right now, 9 days out to June 28th, would be a $28 call, which would give you $2 room to move, and that'll get you about $18. That's fairly safe because it's a delta of 17. 29 would be safer. It's only $10, but that's fine because you're not really risking losing your shares going 10 days out and jumping up $3 more. It's highly unlikely Palantir will go to 29 in the next week, but it very well could. Delta below 20 is the way to go when you're selling covered calls. This is a delta of 10. 28.50 is 13. 28 is 17. So really 28 is the best balance at 86% chance of success, and you guys will collect $18 juicy premium. Remember, if you're selling puts and you don't want to get assigned, you can always roll out and down to a lower strike price. If you're selling covered calls and you don't want to lose your shares, you can roll out and up for more juicy premium and go further out in time. Sometimes it'll be a break even, but you can go further out in time as well as further up in strike price. These strategies help you mitigate risk and allow you to move contract dates as well as strike prices in order for you guys to profit the most and hold on to your shares. And if you're trying to get into Palantir, it allows you to make the most juicy premium and try to time the bottom as best as you can. I wouldn't sell any covered calls below $28, and I wouldn't sell any puts above $25. These are generally safe areas that I would use on Palantir at this particular time. In the future, there's no telling where Palantir's price will be, but these recommendations are for right now. You should never doubt the growth potential of Palantir, as their AIP and Foundry is the software version of NVIDIA's Blackwell and AI hardware, which is the way of the future. future. It just needs a little bit of time to catch up. But when it does, it's gonna move. And when it moves, let's just hope that you are in. Thanks so much for being here, guys. Be sure to subscribe and tap the bell so you know when I post new videos, and give me a thumbs up as it greatly helps the channel grow. And remember, if you take your trading and your investing seriously and you want to better yourself and get financial freedom and just overall improve yourself in the market, you can take my training course and have me as your one-on-one coach at any time. You can sign up at investwithcorey.com/learn right there on the screen or in the information box below. Don't worry, guys. I know this video is over, but I picked another video for you guys that you're going to love, and it's right here. This video will show you how you can exponentially grow your wealth or small account with a very simple yet powerful strategy. Click that video right there, and I'll see you over there. And remember, in the meantime, let's grow our wealth together. Take care, guys.